The subject. I think that I have a right to do so. The president inaugurated the first of the senior high schools. 50 of them will be inaugurated very soon. Hello, gentlemen, do I have your attention? The president inaugurated at Otuam in the central region the first of senior high schools, and number of them expected to be commissioned very soon. I have to ask you.
I think no.
I've changed the subject. I'm sorry. No, it's too sensitive. No. I've changed the subject. No, you don't have to say it's indiscipline. I think that's bad.
No. The viewers know who is indiscipline here.
So
when you're talking about
that was a model school.
What did you do?
It was a model school. The type of school we're supposed to see for the 200 throughout the country.
Yeah, that's right. I think that we need to commend the Ministry of Education, and we want to thank especially the contractor for being able to complete that particular project within 10 months. If you go back to NDC manifesto, 2012 manifesto, one of the promises that we made to the people of this country was that we're going to build 200 day secondary school that will give more access to our children who have completed GSA, want to enter into secondary school. So we've been working at it. In fact, as we speak now, about 123 of such schools have been awarded to contractors who are working on them. We got to various levels of completion. We are left with barely 70 something to go because we are building 200 in all. I think that the work is going on. We have promised the people of this country that we want to bring about development, we want to bring about transformation in their lives, that we believe that every Ghanaian child must have access to quality education, must have access to affordable and accessible education. So yesterday the president went to where he commissioned the first of his kind, and subsequently also a role in place. You know, we have promised that we are starting free day secondary school within this very academic year. So that one too was launched for the first batch of students to start benefiting from it. I don't know if you have been following seriously the progress on the educational front. There are some scholarships that have been made available to a lot more students. So we've more or less decentralized beneficiaries so that depending upon the category in which you fall, you too can benefit, and your parents too, at least they can be pushing.
Depending on the area in which you are and things like that.
Yeah, largely so. Depending on the area in which you are to, the benefit that comes to you. Of course, you know the other thing that we have added to the education. This particular facility we are talking about, it comes with about 24 classrooms. It comes with about 4 science labs. It comes with a computer lab. It comes with 2 libraries. Head teacher's office, staff, common room, everything well encompassed over there. We are told about some 9,000 teachers to have been trained, who are have been released, who are going to man some of these schools. So I think that we are making some progress. That is the way we are supposed to go. History has it today, as we speak, Roland, that from 1957 up to date, no government in our history has invested this much in education than this administration has done. Not even the great Dr. Kwame Nkrumah has been able to chalk that particular fate. We look forward to doing more and expanding education at all other levels. We are still providing free exercise books. We are still giving textbooks to students. Not too long ago, you saw the president himself assisting even the sharing of the sandals. Now, when you hear some of these things, depending upon where you come from, when you grew up, if you live in Accra like Roland, from a very privileged background, when they say government is giving out maybe sandals to students, it doesn't make any sense really to you. But if you have gone to a village where some of these children have to walk miles barefooted, then you appreciate the need for government to intervene in a thing like that. Some of them go to school in torn school uniform, their bottoms is torn, they can't even go out with their colleagues during break. So these are all good things that will really cushion Ghana, and the Ghanaians are very happy with it.
Great communication there from Fair. I can always
trust very interesting. Is it?
What's interesting? You see a nice model school, beautiful school.
No problem.
You should be happy.
It's good. Why not? Why wouldn't I be happy? Why wouldn't I be happy? I'll be very much happy. Because I told Ghanaians in this country, my party, the leader, a visionary leader like Nana Akufo-Addo, told Ghanaians that you deserve free education. These people sat down when promoted advertisements on the media, billboards. We don't want free education. Everything free is bad. Whatever is bad.
I remember they said it's going to be
progressively free. Quality, excuse me, they said quality.
Free.
Oh, please.
Okay.
You said quality and access. You even cited Kenya. We should go to Kenya and see what free education has done to them. No problem. Today, that they are doing what they call free day secondary school. Interesting. You see, Roland, if you have people who sit down and their trademark is untruthfulness, this is where we get to. He says that since independence, no government has invested in education like this government. That's not true. Look, let me tell you, GDP, 4% of whatever they spent out of GDP for infrastructure today, okay, is what we are witnessing. 8 years of MPP, 9% thereabout was spent. You are in your 7th year. What have you done? Well, the point I want to make, I'll clarify it for you. Don't worry. How can you get it?
Confusing.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you be confused? Because you lied.
So it says that you're using only 4% of gross domestic product.
Absolutely, for infrastructure. So if he says no government has done whatever they have done, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. You have told Ghanaians here that you are going to build 200 secondary schools. My good brother should be able to tell us how many secondary schools have been finished in 7 years down the line. He should tell us. Out of the 200.
The 200 secondary schools are from 2012.
From 2012. My brother is confused.
Wait a minute. So 2012, of course, they have been in power since 2009.
Yeah,
we're talking about their...
But the promise for the schools was from 2012.
It doesn't, excuse me.
Was made in the 2012, so it's from 2013.
I'm being charitable. If I should even say 7 years, it tells
charitable.
them that, of course, they're the same crop of people who are in governance, and they're the same people who started from 2009 till date. Even if they came in 2012, you said they'll give us two. Okay, I'm even giving them more years. 2012, you said you will give us 200 schools. How many have you finished? How many have you finished? You sit here and throw dust in the eyes of people. Only 3 or 4. Since 2012, only 3 or 4. The quality access they're talking about, quality and access. Ask ourselves. I heard Koshiga, the MP for, is it Ketu North or Ketu South? Keta.
Richard
Koshiga, saying that it's sad because results that comes out of BC and SSS level, voter region is completely down. It means education is low. We are not dripping from whatever they say they claim they have invested in education. We are not seeing it. You understand? So when we sit here today and want to come out and do politics to say that, oh, we are introducing or we are coming out with free HSS for day schools, my brother, I am telling you, this thing is going to be short-lived. It's going to be short-lived.
But it doesn't take away the fact that the buildings are new and they are being built.
2 buildings, two schools out of 200 schools, and that's an achievement. 3 schools out of 300 schools, that's an achievement. You give contracts to your regional chairman. You give contracts to your
Which
people.
regional chairman?
Of course, they have given. I've read stories on your media.
I wish I had.
Where we've had companies that, of course, are owned by their regional chairman of NDC to build secondary schools, and they have not even done one.
So we should give it to
They have not even done one.
Or Togolese.
You understand? They sit down there, go take mobilization, do their work, and we don't even know. You understand? So for me, what they're saying.
Which regional chairman of the NDC?
I am saying that I've read. And seen a company belonging to a regional chairman of
You don't want to mention.
Of course, I have read on Joy Multimedia, seeing a company belonging to a regional chairman.
Did they say belong or they mention a company?
The story hasn't told me, but I know the company. And I know the owner of the company.
Okay, that's why I was asking which regional chairman.
So if they award regional chairman contract and they don't even execute it, or they do it in slow pace, and these things are sitting there only for you to come out with one and say the whole world should hear you. You have invested much in it.
Okay, so you're saying that the idea of free senior high school was
originally on it.
Was promulgated.
Yes,
even though it's in the constitution.
It's in the constitution.
It is in the constitution.
So what is
but you decided to make it a flagship. Okay, so they stole your idea.
Listen, I don't mind. The idea is for Ghana.
Okay,
I'm happy that the idea emanated from us or originated, as it were, practically. If you originated theoretically, you are arguing of the constitutional provision. I don't have a problem. But practical origination actually came from us in 2012, before the 2012 election. And you people sat down and advertised against it. You got all ladies to stand on TV and say free education, free education.
You made that
now today you are talking free education. We should take it serious.
You made that
That's what you want to say.
And you are saying they can't implement it.
I'm saying it's short-lived. You will see.
Okay. No.
When they brought STS, you know what happened?
No.
When they brought
you don't add STS.
We told them
you don't add STS. You don't add STS. Now, Fred, how many of the schools did you say you built? 200. How many have you built?
We have awarded 120.
No, how many have you built? It's a question, it's a specific question.
How many have you built?
Work in progress. Why? No, I understand English.
Come on, ask the question. Don't refer to him question I've asked. How many have you built?
I'm saying a work in progress. We've awarded 123. As we speak now, yesterday they've commissioned 1. several levels of completion.
How many have you built? Simple answer.
I said we've awarded 123 to contractors. They are building. I know of several of them who have been completed.
It's not two, only 3.
Okay, let's even assume that only one has been completed. The fact of the matter is that 123 has been awarded. Let's assume that only one has been completed. What is the point? The point is that we are going to build 200. The other 50 will be awarded very soon. And by next year, we will award.
By the close of next year, we would have built the 200 schools.
You see, development is a process. Development is not an event.
Oh.
You can't say you are building a house today and next week you'll be able to finish the house by tomorrow.
You've changed what
the most important thing that we didn't say.
But you gave a promise that by the close of the year.
No. We said, can you allow me? We said we'll build. Go and check our manifesto. We are very careful when we put words down and we choose our words very carefully.
Oh, see.
We said we are going to build 200 day secondary schools. It's in the manifesto. We didn't say those schools will be completed by 2016. Oh. We didn't necessarily say that all those schools will be completed by 2016. Go and check the manifesto.
Fred Agbonyo.
I would have wished. I would have wished that by close of December 2015 we had finished all those schools. But we've not been able to finish, but work is in progress and we'll do
Yesterday, monitoring the news, we heard that the president will be commissioning a lot more others the coming few weeks, so to speak. Which other ones will be completed very soon?
You see, Roland, the difficulty we have some of these issues is that I'm coming on a program like this. I'm not too sure the stuff we are going to discuss. I would have come with documents and show you pictures and stuff like that. So if you
but you say so, you're saying that the contract that we're giving, including this, 123.
123
okay. Out of 200.
Out of 200.
Okay.
I think by the close of this month, they are going to award another 50 again. The point is that we are hoping that by the close of the year, all the 200 will have gone, and the contractors will be doing their work over there. You see, what we are doing. My brother make a point earlier that the free education they started. Go and check. When we're drafting the 1992 Constitution.
He didn't say this.
No, I'm saying. I said theoretically, yes. People, practically, we brought the same group of people said we are brought together taxi drivers, truck drivers, market women, farmers, ordinary Ghanaians to drive a constitution. They are the crackers in code, so they will not get involved. It is those ordinary people who saw the need to put in the constitution that we have progressively free education. Indeed, in 1996 elections, Dr. Mahama of the PNC, he started pushing strongly for this free education. Our argument has always been that the constitution provides for that we should first have the F2, the basic one, free before we graduate to secondary.
That's why you say it should be progressive.
It should be progressive. Okay. And that's what the constitution provides for. So if somebody, let me just wrap up. Somebody, because he wants political power, comes that I'll do free education. Then after 2 years, he goes on BBC talk. They ask him, how much is it going to cost you? He said, we are costing. He said, Mr. Flagbearer, you've been talking about this for more than 2-3 years. We are now costing. He said, we have costed. So how much will you cost? He said, I'll not tell you. When I get back to Ghana, I'll go and tell my people. Clearly, this is a man who didn't know what he was talking about.
Interesting.
The man was in charge of Gamba for when he came here. He will give a different figure. The Flagbearer will give another one. Complete confusion.
Right. Point.
So please,
Roland.
Sorry, I have to give you 2 minutes.
Yes,
I have to talk on
fact is simple. Fact is that yes, we spoke about free education. Yes, we had the likes of Fred Agbonyo who said free education was not attainable.
Who did you say that?
They said it clearly, and they campaigned against.
They said it can be attained, but only at a progressive level.
Fact is also that the constitution that we have today, from 1992 till date, is over 20 years. And I tell you, if you're talking progressive, 20 years is quite a long time to say that we want it now.
Let me just ask you something. No, the provision is that
please,
from 1995
you made your last point. Let me make your last point.
That is it. That's a fact. And you see, when we continue like this, to say that progressive, when in actual fact, we have not put in things in place to ensure that we even achieve it, it's dangerous. Well, you have spoken about, of course, dangerous. If you are speaking about 200 schools and you end up giving us 3 and say we should gloat over it, and this is mediocre.
Who said 3?
The same president, this mediocre.
They've given contracts for 123.
The same president who is commissioning and cutting sword.
They've given contracts
for John Dramani Mahama, candidate then in 2008, told us that to build schools, to build hospitals, to build roads and come and say you have built them is an exercise in mediocrity. He said so. He said so. I don't mind. I don't need to know the contest. It's just like me speaking here. You say you're confused. So you're very
confusing yourself.
No, of course. Mediocrity. He said so. Today you want to build one school and don't come and show the evidence. In fact, these are even the artistic pictures of it.
These are the
it's the same thing that we saw.
But you wanted to see it, and I don't know. They say that this is we should build over there. I don't know what they're doing. Clearly, they're throwing dust in our eyes. Clearly, they're not doing the work. They don't know what good governance is about. As we sit now, money to even pay contractors is a problem.
Roland,
are you aware we've got official
in this country?
We are HIPC now. Are you aware?
Am I aware?
Are you aware of it that we are gone HIPC?
No,
we have not gone HIPC.
We have gone HIPC.
You see this boy?
By the standard of IMF, by the standard of benchmark. If you meet the benchmark, you exceed it. You have gone HIPC.
I know about the variables and
money to do.
All right, okay. Neighbor Burkina Faso. There was a coup d'etat yesterday. What do you make of the geopolitical inferences and, so to speak, how it can have an influence on how they are governed as a country?
Well, I think it's not too good for us in the sub-region, okay, because I've heard UN come out to condemn it. Our government, of course, of the day, of course, if the government of Ghana condemns it, it stands to reason that, yes, Ghana is not also in support of any lawless approach towards attaining, as it were, rule in a country. So what is happening in Burkina Faso, I think that to have ousted an interim government, which is working towards ensuring that election is held for them to have it after the overthrow of, what's the name, Blaise Compaoré, I think is unfortunate and it should be condemned, as it were. I only want to add that Isaac Zida and co didn't do their homework well. Because if
that is those in the interim.
Of course, those in the interim. Okay. Because if Isaac Zida is the prime minister and then this man, what's his name? The president is, I forgot, the name has just escaped me. Of course, what they should have done was to ensure that security was actually at its highest peak.
They were too lax.
They were yes, they believe it. And you know what? The presidential guards who were in charge when Blaise Compaoré was in place were the same people they were using. I mean, for me, I didn't know who actually informed them on security. So, and you know, power is something that everybody wants to say, I have it. So, I don't know how. I hear they were in a cabinet meeting when all of a sudden, the same presidential guys just turned around and said, we've taken over the government. So, all of you, lay down. When they had already networked. And the man who has taken over, is a very close person to Blaise Compaoré. Very, very close person to Blaise Compaoré. So, the Burkinabés are saying that if you listen, I listened to French radio, and they were saying that Blaise is back. Many people they interviewed in French, they say, oh, Blaise is back again to Burkina Faso. Well, for me, I just think that, yes, pressure should be mounted on them in the sub-region, pressure should be mounted on them from the UN and all that, so the right thing will be done. And also, lives of the people of Burkina Faso must actually be safe. There's a curfew in place.
And some people died also. Is it 10 to 15 people?
And so when some of these things, when they happen, those who die even secretly, you will know.
Yeah.
That is even where it's more dangerous. Yeah. They pick people at night, know that these people can easily mobilize. Those people are gone. Those things happen.
So they do their counterintelligence.
Absolutely. This thing is done.
Fred. Well, we know that the Minister of Foreign Affairs, ultimately meaning the government of Ghana and the people of Ghana, have condemned it outright.
Yeah, I think that's very, very, very unfortunate. What is happening in Burkina Faso is unacceptable. I thought that where we are moving to now as a continent, we are really trying to move away from all these coup d'etats and it's becoming very unpopular on the continent. Roland, what is happening? Coup d'etat is becoming very unpopular on the continent. And so for Burkina Faso to have gone to where they've gone to again, I think it's very, very worrying. More so when they have the interim government in place, everything is working towards them having an election and get a constitutionally elected person to come and take over governance of that country, and suddenly for them to get to where they've gotten to. You see, we cannot sit back and watch as though it doesn't concern us, because we share direct border with La Côte d'Ivoire. In fact, I'm told that when you go to Boku areas, you have a house that is in Togo and a house that is in this thing. Some of our people even farm on their lands.
I'm sure that will fall into the electoral register.
No, that doesn't. It's not a guarantee.
Okay, but just continue.
It cannot be
mischief.
That's mischief. Yeah, that's mischief. I just brought it in. But please go on.
And I
you're talking about the communal living.
That's right. The communal living that have always existed. And if what you're hearing is to go by, there are about 15 people so far have been killed. Naturally, women want to run away with their kids. Where would they head towards to? The nearest place they want to move to is northern Ghana. And that is going to also put some pressure on us. So we need to do everything very possible to make sure that we arrest the situation very quickly. I am not a fan of those who think that we must always go beyond the region or the continent to fight some of these things. ECOWAS by now should be of age to be able to quickly move in there with ECOWAS forces and make sure order and sanity returns.
Just like the way they did for the first one.
That's right. ECOWAS should be beyond ECOWAS. It should be AU. UN, yes.
I think when President Mahama was the chairman,
they don't buy it.
Very quickly they come back.
Now,
I think that UN should
now they seem to have acted non-proactively.
Let's be careful. Let's be careful. You see,
they have not. Because I remember the first one.
Once defined.
The first one that happened.
But they need to go through a lot of
swiftly.
You see, when it comes to coup d'etat and the rest, all of us have signed the same accord that we are not going to entertain that. So even though we are a sovereign state, other countries or the sub-regional body can move in because
they can, but tactically, I mean, they can't just move in.
No, but the way they did the first time,
they can have a delegation that will go there.
Syria has been on for some time now.
No, you know why?
It's not the same. It's not the same situation.
The Syria case, the Palestinian case is a very different.
All right, please wrap up.
But the point is that we need to quickly find a solution to this issue. We shouldn't make that the military government popular at all. We have to make sure it steps down. The interim should take over fully, organize quickly, and go for election and get a democratically elected person to lead them. I hope they are not taking a cue from some people who are organizing all manner of violence around.
That'll be it for the discussion. And Fred Agbenyo is a deputy communication officer of the NDC, and also Kamaldeen Abdullahi is the national Nasara coordinator for the MPP. Thanks for joining me, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And I love the camaraderie between the two of you.